Well, it is a beautiful day to put some forage fish in the water. Hey guys, I'm on a quest today. Doing something new. I'm actually gonna go meet a fish truck. Why? I've always wanted a trophy bass pond, and in my area they recommend adding 500 fathead minnows per acre of water to provide foraging fish. Not only that, but the fathead minnows breed like crazy and feed the fish like kings. You're with me. Let's go meet the fish truck. There it is. Thing's really cool. It's thousands of fish on board. People can come here to stock their ponds up. By the way, the fish truck prefers cash or check, but they'll do a credit card for a fee. We don't want to pay the fee. Morning! I ordered 10 pounds of minnows. This is our first minnows. They look like they're really enthusiastic to get somewhere, don't they? They're nice and cold. We gotta get them back quick, so on the move. All right, let's get these guys in the pond. We are headed back to the pond site, and according to the fine folks on the fish truck, we have 1 hour to get them in the water. So that means we have to travel back and acclimate them to the temperature, put the bags in the water, and then release them. And by the way, add a little bit of pond water to the bag so they don't get total shock within the hour. These guys are ready to get in the water. These guys are really ready to get going. So we're acclimating these minnows and they're just about done. I'm going to start adding a little bit of the pond water that I gathered out further so that it's nice and clean. Reduce the shock a little bit, add some more oxygenated water. Should be pretty happy with that. And then we're going to release some of them in where all this structure is so that the minnows have lots of places to hide. Hopefully these guys will find a good place away from the apex predators, the bass, the bluegill, all of which would really like to have a whole bunch of these for dinner. Right. Put in a little pond water here into the minnows. I'm actually going to add just a little more water. So the bags are getting a little heavier here. Here they are. Considerably more water now. By the way, the guy in the fish truck told me that this was 5 pounds of minnows. Now I know what a 2-pound steak looks like. Do you guys think that this is 5 pounds of matter? I'm not completely sure I agree with that. But he scooped it, and that's what I've got. So we're gonna put this in. I'm also gonna see if I can get a little underwater footage for you. So I'm trying to gently release them into the clear water. Oh, there they are. Wow, this is really cool. They're like coming out in a giant school. See all these guys? All right. And that was a pretty stress-free fish release as far as I could tell. We've got one area on the other side of the pond, not quite as structural as this, but it's a cove, and it's got all kinds of little nooks and crannies and hiding places, so we're thinking we're gonna release the other half of the minnows right there. And it looks like this is gonna be where the other minnows go. We've got a little bit of shallow water, we've got some grass. So I'm gonna release these minnows where the cattails are. I think they're gonna like it in here. And yeah, my minnows are looking like they want to get out of here. And I hope that they're not too stressed out. One little thing I'm gonna do is drop just a couple of them in there. Anyway, but we'll get to that later. And I'm going to release these guys here. So here we go. All right. Meanwhile, the ones that I put in the bucket here seem to be doing just fine. It's kind of fun. It's one thing about the pond water, it's highly oxygenated. So there we have it. Well, it is a beautiful day to put some forage fish in the water. I'm just going around to all the little structural places on my pond where I think that minnows could successfully hide and maybe breed. This is a pretty good one right here. Let's see if this works. So this area was interesting to me because there are all these little sticks that they can hide from predators in. So in the wild, minnows breed on logs, and if you help them along with PVC surfaces, they love to breed on those too. Pretty much any hard surfaces are good for minnow habitat. I'm going to just put some right out in that area. These little guys breed like crazy, so it's good to put them in a few different habitats around the pond if you can. And there they go. Okay, here's another spot. Lots of structure. I'm just gonna drop out a dozen or so. All right. A few right in there. I'm gonna go to this other willow tree right in front of us. This looks pretty good. Nice little handful there. Lots of places to hide. Lots of places to lay eggs. Okay, guys, breed and be happy. That's at least a couple dozen there. Yep, and they're all just fine. Okay. Next time I'm transferring them into oxygenated buckets. It's working pretty good. One more spot. I'm gonna let a few more out right here. This looks like a pretty good spot. Just sort of gently letting them out. You know what, I'm gonna let out one more handful right here. All right, a few last minnows in my bucket, and I have a couple of cool plans for them I'll show you later. So I hope you enjoyed the minnow release. If you like videos like this, please hit like and subscribe, and we'll keep them coming. Meanwhile, have a great day. We'll see you next time. You thought the adventure was over, which is a total violation of SandViking rule number 1. Your adventure should never end, and that's why I'm sealing up this 40-year-old 55-gallon aquarium with silicone for our friends in that bucket over there. Yeah, those are the actual minnows from our video. We're gonna try to make our own school of minnows, but to see that, you're gonna have to like and subscribe.